In an open rebellion against YouTube a month after they made that slightly controversial decision to remove the dislike button, over 1 million users have now fled to Google Chrome, which now has a wide variety of extensions that shows us the numbers we didn't know we craved so much before they were taken away. And as part of this, it was discovered that a recent announcement from Ubisoft regarding playable NFTs. I'm not gonna pretend to understand what they are, but that announcement received severe backlash with a dislike ratio of 1 to 40. So small point of order, I don't care about Ubisoft, I don't care about NFTs, and I certainly don't care about what happens when you smash the two of them together in some sort of horrendous bowl of apathy. What I care significantly more about is the button, because I have yet to find a single creator who thinks that removing the dislike button was a good idea. I mean, if you are one, then say so in the comments, because I'd love to hear your opinion on why. From my perspective though, the dislike button was, and I guess still is, an incredibly valuable tool, because as a creator, and I did that with the fingers because I kind of hate the title of creator. We'll get into why in a bit. But as the thing that I said I value community feedback above all else. So for example, on my Grand Line Review channel, the like to dislike ratio usually sits somewhere between 98 to 99% in favor of the likes, which I think is pretty damn good. But if that ratio ever drops to say 96, or God forbid even 95%, then that's a pretty big kick in the butt for me, because it tells me that I have done something wrong in that video, something that I need to fix for future videos to improve the viewing experience. And that could be anything, like maybe the topic I've chosen was just the wrong thing to cover, maybe a particular opinion I had during the video, maybe the production isn't up to standard, or maybe in some horrendous case, all of the above. Then again, maybe it's just a meh video, but I need to know that information. It is valuable and not apparent from views and retention alone. Now, YouTube's decision does not stop me from knowing this information. If I go to any of my channel pages, I will instantly see the thing that I was always able to see, which firstly is confusing, because one of the main reasons why YouTube said that they decided to remove the counter was to assist the mental health of creators, specifically like small creators, which is ridiculous because one, YouTube does not talk to small creators ever. Like, I have over 700,000 subscribers on one channel with a YouTube partner manager, and even then communication with YouTube is shockingly difficult. So I'm not sure how all of these small creators were making their voices heard. Good on them. But the cynical side of me says that these creators, they just don't exist. And YouTube is using this as, dare I say, some sort of excuse. But as a dude in a room making videos on the internet, why am I bothered if I can still see the dislike counter myself? Well, because like I said, I value community interaction. And a big selling point of the dislike button was being able to make your voice heard. You clicked it, then you watched the number go up, you exercised your voice, and you saw a result. Same with the like button. There's always great satisfaction in actually being able to see your impact. And not that I dislike or even like videos all that frequently, but over the past month or so, or however long it's been since YouTube made this move, as a viewer, I just haven't been inspired to interact like at all. If I see a video that I think is garbage and that I think other people should be warned about the garbage, I am even less bothered to press the dislike button because, well, it's meaningless. I don't see the result of my actions, so it makes me not want to take the step of interacting in the first place. Which, from what I understand about brands and companies and all of the words like that, is bad. Which is also quite interesting because one of the reasons being thrown around for this change is to start favoring big companies and not have them receive such severe public backlash in the form of a lot of thumbs down. You know, like the aforementioned Ubisoft example. But honestly, I don't think that's quite on the money. In my experience as someone who studied marketing at uni, companies desire interaction above all else, even if it's negative, because that negative interaction ultimately results in more exposure, sometimes significantly more exposure than positive interaction. And this is a great example. I would have had no idea that Ubisoft was doing anything with NFTs if not for this huge wave of dislikes. Again, I don't care about either the company or the NFT area, but now I know about it. And because I know about it, I'm putting it in a video, and now you know about it if you didn't know already. And that kind of exposure is, well, it's fantastic. So long as it's not a particularly egregious issue like, say, you know, a Weinstein situation. So long as it's not that, then it's pretty good. And I know it's pretty counterintuitive, but public backlash in most cases is just free publicity. Even in the case of something like the YouTube Rewind. You know, a funny reason people were giving for why the dislike counter was removed is because I believe one one of the YouTube Rewind videos is literally the most disliked video on the entire platform. But think about it, as a result of that, more people know about YouTube Rewind than they would have otherwise. And that makes people want to watch it, if only to view what they think might be an astonishing train crash. That is still engagement on the platform, and if I were YouTube, I'd actually be pretty proud of that accomplishment. What was I saying though? I think I got derailed. Right. Community interaction. I'm worried that more and more people are going to start taking my approach to interacting with videos. I'm worried that less people are going to actually bother to dislike a video when they believe they have good reason to. And that lack of honesty results in less information for me and less good videos for you. Does that make sense? Still good videos, but you know, maybe not as good as they could be. And another reason why I'm not a fan is because, sure, let's take YouTube's word for it. Let's say that they've taken the rather uncharacteristic step of wanting to assist the mental health of small creators who are being targeted by these dislike bomb campaigns, which does happen, and I don't want to minimize that, but what you've done may very well escalate that anguish. Because if a group of people are passionate enough to coordinate an entire campaign just to cause you as a creator some degree of terror, then they're not going to let this stop them. They're going to find another way. And that way could be significantly more damaging than a button with a thumb going in this direction. When I think about it, the dislike button was actually a really handy floodgate, because it made the trolls feel like they'd done some damage. They say, "Job well done, fellow probable incels," and then just move on with their lives. So it just doesn't even solve the core problem that YouTube is allegedly trying to solve. And it's also made the concept of likes, not dislikes, likes. It's made the concept of them almost meaningless to me. Like, I see a video with thousands of likes, and that number, what does it mean? 100 likes, 1,000 likes, 10,000 likes? Those are all numbers, but I have nothing to compare them against. Some videos with 10,000 likes could actually be horrendous and have, like 100,000 dislikes behind the scenes. Meanwhile, other videos could have 100 likes, maybe 1 dislike, and they could be great. You don't know though, because I don't think likes mean anything anymore. So as a viewer, I'm actually much less inclined to hit the like button now, because sure, I'm making an impact, I see the number go up, woohoo, but there's no statement being made because there is no competing force. I don't know what it means and how it sits with the community that is also watching that video. And again, it all just makes me less likely to interact full stop, which is bad for creators, bad for corporations, and bad for the YouTube platform, which values engagement above all else. Also, I promised I'd tell you why I don't like the term creator, and it just sounds kind of wanky. I have nothing against people who use that title and use it with pride. It's just not for me. Even on my other channels, I am just a dude in a room making videos on the internet, and I'm pretty happy with that state of being. And also, it's just too vague a term. Anyone can be a creator, but unless they tell you what they're actually creating, they may as well have told you nothing. It's like when I used to work in theater. When I was a designer for a show, I'd often be labeled as an artist. And again, that just didn't sit right, because in reality, what I was a guy who enjoyed playing with colorful lights in a very dark room. But because you no longer have a voice with likes and dislikes, please let me know in the comments what you thought of this video and the channel in general. But I will delete the comment if I don't like what you have to say.